I wanted to ask Slim if we can take some of this, like an excerpt of what you're saying,
Oh,
Sure.
and give it to the local radio show. We want to give it to
yeah,
them. That way they
be
can put it
great.
on air. They're
Hmm.
You
they're
bet.
kind of they're kind of helping us out, and they're going to promote the Northern California Beef Initiative for us as well. So we want to get that
Awesome.
on the radio. So we'll take a small excerpt of this and give it to them, and then
Okay.
and like that.
Yeah,
I
fucking
love
A,
it.
man.
Anything we can do, anything from here on out. I'm really looking at content. I've got so much content out there that hasn't been exposed out there. And I'm really looking for a content management expert that can really just start pumping this out so people can leverage it. We need it right now. There's so many circle jerks of stupid freaking, fear porn and just
Yep.
everything are the issues, not the
Hmm.
solutions. I'm kind of getting fed up with it. So
Oh,
let's
yeah.
pump out as much content that we can that's positive and it's actually, getting us somewhere instead of in that stupid, fear porn circle jerk. So
Yeah, for sure,
go
man. I think that
for it.
one of the issues even with what we're gonna get going on up here is to do just what you said too. And actually we have so much shit. We could probably do a fucking 2 day summit, but we probably want to really just narrow it down to even just a few hours or a much shorter amount of time and just hit on the key points. But we, like
Yeah.
you said, we have so much stuff and it's kind of discombobulated. It's all over the place. We need to fucking narrow it down and just hit the key points and stick to that, and then maybe use that to reach other people even after, this event is over. So I think.
I agree. And to reflect on that, I was up in Boise, up in
Oh,
Idaho,
yeah.
and we had a lot of good decision makers there from, the state of Idaho, the city of Boise.
Oh,
And,
wow.
everybody there, it was kind of a broad approach, just like you
Hmm.
said. It was an afternoon, it was a full day, but it wasn't a full day lunch, and it was comfortable. And now, though, what it was is a building block for that next
Right.
step. And that's what we
Yes.
need to start doing
Hell
instead of
yeah.
like trying to accomplish all this shit all at once. Let's start at ground zero and let's
Yep.
build it up.
Hell
And
yes.
that's how we slow step in this with a little bit more empowerment instead of kind of trying to overcome everything all at once. We've got to change that perception. And
Yep.
so I agree with you.
Yeah, we're not trying to hit a home run here. And
No.
I think Jed and I just got back from that Pacific Bitcoin conference thing where we bumped into the chick from Knoxville, was it? Or the was it?
Liz.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So she was
Yeah.
telling us about the event you guys did there, which sounded super cool. There was
It
actually a
was.
rancher from Southern California there that's doing grass-fed stuff. He has 400 head of cattle. So it was nice to interact with him. We're going to do a pod with him. But like you said, we don't need to hit a fucking home run. We really just need to create this baseline, and this foundation
Mhm.
we can slowly build upon over time, even if it's 6 months, a year, 2 years. All we want to do right now is establish relationships between uh, consumers and producers. Period. We need to cut out the middleman. We're going peer to peer. Fuck all the other bullshit, and that's it. We don't need to push Bitcoin. We don't need to do jack shit. We just need to do the shaking of the hands. That's all. And so I think it's
Hey,
a
Absolutely.
simple message.
you guys go to my feed. You guys know building on Bitcoin. Have y'all? All right,
Yep.
right.
Yep.
Okay. Well, go look and listen to that clip. And I retweeted it yesterday. Go listen to it. It's a minute, 30 seconds. It sums it up. It sums up everything that we just did the last 5 minutes. Puts it
Yeah.
into perspective. Let's definitely let's focus on that. That's how it's the beef initiative started with one rancher, one handshake. That's what
Wow.
people do not understand. And I keep on trying to get that perspective out to people. It's like, okay, quit trying to fucking hit a home run, like you
Yep.
said. It's one handshake, man.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
one freaking intentional conversation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And some of them work out, some of them don't. Who gives a shit? You know, after that, one rancher told me to get the fuck off his property. So, that's okay.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm not going to get butthurt about
Yeah,
that.
for sure. No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to
Absolutely.
we need to get super focused here because all this time is going to go by super fucking fast with the holidays and Thanksgiving and all the other bullshit.
Yeah.
So we really need to go hone in the date. It looks like we're honing in a thing, and we all need to, probably the three of us, because it looks like this is where the majority of this brain power is coming from. Just nail down a concrete, like, hey, what's the plan, and then we'll ask you what your thoughts are, and like, how long do you want this to be? How many people do you think we should be there? What kind of representation? And then we'll just make all of this shit happen once we decide all of those things. So we need the date, we need like whatever you need from us, like we're gonna figure out all the small details, like, hey, you're gonna stay at Alan's place, which sounds like there's probably an offer if you want
Yeah, or my
So,
place. I have
yeah,
extra room.
Yeah, go to
Yeah.
Jed's, man. Jed's got a gorgeous home too. Anyway, we just need that. We need the date. We need what you see. Like, hey, do you want to do a 2-hour thing? Do you want to do a half a day thing? You want to do a full day thing? Like, what do you want? And then we're gonna pull the trigger and make it happen.
Okay. Well, this is what's going on as far as the final push after California is, of course, Australia, right?
Yeah.
And so what we've got with Australia is I'll be meeting with them next week, and we know that we're going to have a major summit on the 12th of February in Australia.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll know the exact dates that I need to fly to Australia and that I want to fly to Australia.
Okay.
That will drive, and so we'll have those dates probably within 10 days.
Okay.
Once we have those dates, we can formulate dates in California.
Sounds good.
And then what I need you guys to do is go ahead and go to the Beef Initiative and go into future events and look at the micro summit there in Nashville.
All right.
Okay, I'm writing it all down.
Yeah, good. Jed, you might have to take like the main reins in this too.
Let's formulate, January. Actually, Micro Summit in Nashville is December 8th and 9th.
Oh, okay.
And that's going to be right before I go, and a couple of ranchers and me and Matt Odell and Marty Bent get on the panel with the U.S. Cattlemen's Association December 10th.
This is 8th and 9th of, 8th and 9th
December.
Okay.
But look at the structure of that. And what we're going to do after Tennessee, what I'm going to do is I'm going to, on the Beef Initiative website, we're going to have a type form application that you can go and fill out. If you want to have a micro summit anywhere across the world, you're going to fill out that type form, that application, and you're going to be able to get advised by us, or even have me there, or if you want a rancher, or you want to know how to do a cattleman's feast. Everything that we're going to do in Tennessee, we're going to replicate across the world moving forward in 2023.
Super.
So let's try to do California as close to that as we can.
Okay.
And if we do that, then we'll have a good model. We'll have a good playbook for a one day, like you said, maybe like a, 10 to 4, something like that, something like that, to where we can have the dinner if we want, have a little lunch thrown in there, whatever we choose to do.
Sure.
And make it simple, put the complexities into the simplicity of it.
Yeah.
And if we do that, kind of like what we did with Liz, it was just a one-day cattleman's feast.
Yeah.
But she told me yesterday, she goes, that was the best thing about their 3-day weekend was just the cattleman's feast. And that I spoke twice, and then we had the cattleman's feast. We talked about why we're doing the cattleman's feast, of the market access, how easy this is done, how you can do this by knowing your local rancher. So there's something there that is really easy to kind of narrate and try to and to replicate.
Fuck yeah, man. One thing that I noticed at this conference that Jed and I were just at, the Pacific Bitcoin Conference, the real value for me was not the fucking panels, not all the fucking speakers, not all, that's good. And people love that shit. But I really got more value personally out of shaking people's hands and building that relationship and getting to know them and networking. I probably only, like, out of the total of the whole 2 days, I probably didn't even go through one whole, like, any of those things, because I would go look and then leave again, because there was more value walking around talking to people. And, in that vein, there's probably value to having you there to be able to shake ranchers' hands, as you're not just some local schlub that isn't, I'm not familiar with the industry very much, so I probably wouldn't be a very credible source to actually be like, hey, Mr. Rancher, like, I know more than you do about, the industry, I know you're getting fucked by, this and this and this. And I know that, hey, we, the end user, want your product and we'll pay more for it. And this is a win-win. Like, but you walking around shaking hands and saying shit like that and being like, hey, this is what we're doing over here, and this is what we're doing here, and I'm going over to Australia. There's a lot more credibility there, but that is not to say that I'm not going to be out in there shaking hands and building these relationships too, so I think even if we have time allotments for things like that, where we're just in there socializing, we're in there, building that relationship and shaking those hands in that setting. I've talked to my buddy, and it sounds like we can use the Palomino room, which is great. But then we may
Perfect.
have things like, I really don't think we'd have problems getting, several hundred people there, but it's a matter of like, do we want that? Like, how big do we want this? I think we should do a really good job recording it, maybe make a nice little video so that even the people that miss it later on, we can at least use it to showcase, like, hey, this is what's going on, jump in, be a part of it, not just, hey, if you missed this event.
this is not a numbers game, man.
Right.
And people gotta quit looking at that shit.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of these people, like, Pacific Bitcoin, the bigger conferences, people are go to them because they are a numbers game, and that's what they want to be a part of.
Right.
This has nothing to do with numbers, and I keep saying that to everybody. Like Nashville, we'll only have 50 to 100 people, no more than that. We might just cap it at 50 people, and that's it. Sorry. And that's how we should approach this in California.
Yes.
That way, and if we do a good recording, then we do get to share that content. That's the value right there, is being able to, replicate that content across the, across the interweb as we see fit.
Hey, Jed.
Absolutely.
Maybe we should talk to Edwardson and have a fucking professional, like, the way he was doing the red, white, and blueprint, because that would probably have a lot of value there.
I'll talk to Alan and see if he can get him on board, because he's got everything we need.
And
so I'll talk to Alan.
I might release this just because I want to encourage other people at a grassroots level that are like, I would love to do that, but we don't know how. And this is how we build on the foundation that Slim started. And we keep throwing out these ideas and we go, hey man, come out here and we want to replicate this. And we want this to, it's like a rock landing in water, and then boom, that rock landed here in Northern California, but that ripple is going to go outwards. And we want this to impact other people too. And it's like, how do we do that? This is how we fucking do it. We get together and we shake each other's hands. The three of us right now, we're doing that. We're building a relationship right here, and we're going to go, guess what? We fucking care, and we want to fucking change the world. And this is one way we can do it.
Well, and that's a perfect point, because you look at, we've already done it in Charlotte. We've done it in Nashville. We're going to do it again in Nashville. We've done it across Texas. I did it many times across the United States with our events and everything. They're doing it in Australia. People need to catch up.
Yep.
We have proof of work. We're not talking about this as far as entertainment value. This is not a marketing plan.
Right.
This is based on, hey, we've got success. Let's replicate. Yes. Joe Rogan and Will Harris last week. Respect both of them. But one thing Joe Rogan keeps on missing out on, that he keeps screwing up on, and I'll tell him this to his face, he needs to quit using the word scalability. We're not trying to scale shit.
Yeah.
What we're trying to do is we're trying to replicate successes, and it takes the small individual communities to do this. We're building out locally, and we're broadcasting globally. Building out locally, broadcasting globally.
Absolutely. And that's how we scale, is through our own community.
There you go.
And then teaching other people to do the same thing. So we got to get this farm that I've been going to every week. I buy my milk every Tuesday. After this, I'm going to head down and get a couple gallons of raw milk. We got a pig ready.
Grassroots, baby.
Talking to these guys, Slim, they are just like listening to you and Will Harris. I think these people we all feel the same. We just need to use this summit or initiative to bring us all together. And that's what we're going to do here in Northern California. And we appreciate your help with this.
Make
100%. I mean, let's level out the expectations and all this shit. We don't have to ask permission. Quit asking permission. Have the confidence to move forward as a grown man in the United States right now and do some shit.
Right.
Instead of fucking thinking that you need to be directed in a certain way that is a centralized way of thinking. It's a fiat way of thinking. That's what I'm kind of getting kind of short tempered with, is like, what the fuck, are you not a grown man? Let's go. Let's get busy.
It
starts
be a free thinker.
It starts here with
use your own brain.
Fuck man.
Exactly.
Personal responsibility and
once people catch
here.
that shit, it's like a virus, man. They step up.
Hell yeah. So it looks like we got some work 100%. To do.
That's the fun part of all this.
Okay, so
let me tell you about what I need, and I really do need this, because I got to buy my ticket to Australia. I'm buying a one-way ticket to Australia. But I need to know some California dates before I buy that, because I'm either flying out of California or I'm flying out of Houston, Texas. I would rather fly out of California.
You're flying out of California.
That's the timing issue. Within 2 weeks, I need to know what's going on so I can fly out of California.
You're flying out of California.
That's what I want to do.
Yeah,
what we want
let's
you to
get a
do.
date together. I'll be down at the farm talking to the ranchers today, and actually he's going to give me a list of a bunch of his friends that are farmers that I can try to get on board. So what are you guys thinking? Are you thinking maybe 50 to 100? Or I don't know how
no
much
more
the
than
venue.
100.
Okay.
No more than 100. No more
Okay,
than
so let's
100.
just
Let's
go
make
with
it
50 to 75 because I'll be the
Perfect.
one that's going to be keeping contact with all these people and keeping a list. So I'll
Perfect.
think 70,
Yeah, I
50
think
to 75 individuals.
just
And
because of
then, you
where
know,
I'm
if
at.
we probably want to have a cattleman's feast. Go ahead.
No, just because where I'm at, I think Jed's definitely going to take the reins on this one because it's a big project to squeeze into, you know, the next Thanksgiving, Christmas, and boom, it'll be here, you know.
Yeah, we'll split up responsibilities. We can all do what we do
Yeah, and we
best.
plus we
then
have other
contribute.
plebs that are like chomping at the bit to get involved. So
Let's get their asses to work,
Fuck
man,
yeah.
because that's what we're going to do in 2023. I'm really opening up the doors for people to volunteer. I'm developing an onboarding process to where it starts with the pleb, and that's
Yeah.
it. It doesn't start with me. I'm the end result of after
Yeah.
the pleb has done his work.
right.
Right.
And so we've got a great onboarding system that's coming up that'll be automated, but it also will be delegated. And so that's something we can talk about as well. And by saying that, you know, this is not as hard as people think. I've done it.
Mhm.
This will be my 5th one this year. I didn't have any money.
Mhm.
Didn't do it with any money. Still don't have any money, but we had success doing these.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
So we're gonna
Yeah,
call
that
this
sounds
the
good. So
micro
Lauren,
summit.
why don't you
Micro summit,
you
right?
yeah, we'll do a
So
micro summit.
okay,
And
that's the
you
Go ahead.
Lauren, you work on venue. You lock
Yep.
down venue, stuff like that. I'll
Well, I
start
think
working
we need
on
that
the
date.
yeah,
So we got to wait for Slim because he said within the next 10 days he's going to know a date. As soon as you know
that's
your
fine.
date,
I'm going to start talking to people now anyway, and I'll let them know
Yeah.
that the date is to be, but it's going to be somewhere around the 20th, we'll say.
right?
You know, say
Okay,
mid
and then I got to talk to
January.
my guy at the Palomino room, and then I got to do things like, hey, what's capacity? Because it may be 75, so that'll limit because it's not a giant venue anyway, but it's a perfect venue. But it'll be but we got to figure all that shit out. Like, where is Slim going to fly to? If he flies to San Francisco, is like somebody gonna go pick him up? Like, we got to figure out every fucking detail of this because we want to make this easy for Slim too, because basically he's donating his time and effort and energy and everything else. So let's nail
Absolutely.
these things in. Once we know the date, once we know where he's going and all the other shit, I'll pull the trigger. I'll fucking call Carlos like that second and be like, here's the deal, here's what we want, blah 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 blah. I want to, like, if we do end up having, like, a cattleman's feast there, it's like I want fucking beef that is part of this thing where it's like one of the local ranchers and we're gonna eat that shit.
Yeah.
And we're gonna be like, hey,
Yeah.
so the rest will be easy, I think, once we get that. And then, like I said, I think I'll fucking pony up even to get a professional person like one of the Edwardson kid to go make us a nice fucking well-made little movie about this, and then we can use that to market all over too. So
well, in 2023, right whenever I'm in Australia, we've got all the content that we have with the Beef Initiative, but this will go into the documentary that we're going to be doing in 2023.
Yes.
So that's how we have to look at this, is we'll leverage it in every which way that we can. And so, and it'll be a guerrilla style documentary. It's not gonna be overly produced or anything like that, but it'll be pretty cool. So
Love it.
anybody that you try to get in there, say, hey, we're going to be using this for these purposes and stuff like that. And as far as the dates, right now, if we had a gun to my head saying what's the date, I'd say more closer to like the 25th.
Okay.
Something like that, because the first summit in Australia is going to be, we know for a fact it's going to be the 12th.
Okay.
Somewhere around the 25th to or from on that side of it is what we're looking at. That could change, but like I said, that's today, but that's a good starting point.
Okay, that's good. We don't have anything in concrete yet, so
Okay.
let's try to shoot for this. You take care of the Palomino room, Lauren. I'll take care of guests, stuff like that. Regenerative farming people, nutrition people, some stuff like that. I'll go to the website you were telling me about, Slim, and I'll go there and I'll look at what they have as far as the structure, and I'll try to start laying out something like that.
So, yeah, it's my website, actually. It's the Beef Initiative website, and it says future events. So just click on that and you'll see what I'm talking about.
Yep, future
just
events.
Go ahead and, and click on Yeah, and click on get tickets, and it'll have the full content of the schedule.
Okay, perfect.
Sometimes
And then
less is
tell
more.
everybody about tell everybody about Tennessee
Okay.
that you can as well. And also, I just recorded with Sean Baker before I got on with you guys, and so that's
did
gonna be
you?
coming out. I invited his ass to Tennessee, so he might be coming to Tennessee at that micro summit.
Well,
So if that's the
he's a
case,
California. He's from California, isn't he?
I believe he's living in Washington State right now.
Oh no shit, huh?
Dr. Sean Baker, right? He's the guy who eats
muscle man,
Yeah,
60-year-old
he's the carnivore
Hercules that
diet.
eats meat.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Oh, sweet.
best-selling doctor, the
Yeah.
carnivore diet.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought if we could get him down to say a few words, that would be fucking amazing. Because I mean,
So yeah, that's the second time I've been on his podcast. It was
nice.
last year and then now. So you know, he's involved, and so he's paying attention. So you know, that's just another leverage that we can try to start moving forward with, is getting certain people, you know, involved that, you know, do have a voice that maybe not be Bitcoiners, but are basically, you know, beef centric, and you know, this is how we orange people from the outside and bring them in.
For sure.
Yeah,
absolutely. And
cool. So do you want to do like a little 30 second to 1 minute like thing right now that we can chop up and give to the radio station to kind of you know, give people an idea of what we're trying to accomplish?
Yeah, I'll just say where we've been and where we are and where we're going.
Let's do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll just start from last year. This time, you know, I was talking about Sean Baker. We were on there. I think I had 3 producers in the Beef Initiative platform at that time, and I was trying to make the decision: is like, hey, am I going to? I scraped the internet 3 times and got an index of grass-fed farmers and regenerative farmers across the nation, but I said I'm not going to do that. I'm going to approach this, low time preference. That was a year ago. I had 3 people in our platform. Now we have over probably right at 100 producers that have come in voluntarily on their own. We didn't solicit. It was word of mouth. Every one of them came in by word of mouth. And so I was able to tell Sean Baker that. And then I was talking about all the events and the conferences and the summits that we put on this year and what we accomplished. And it was exactly everything that we just talked about. It was going out there and giving people market access to one rancher, one handshake, one family, one cow at a time. And that's the way that in 1 year, we went from 3 producers to about 100 producers into the Beef Initiative platform. Every one of those producers are now have market access, and they have a new consumer demand coming at them. They're either increasing their herd or they're selling more product than they were. So by saying all that, you know, we're going to be in Tennessee in December. We're going to have the micro summit. It's going to be like a playbook that we're going to use in California. We're going to use across the nation and the world in 2023. That's what we want to do in California. And it's not a numbers game like we were talking about. It's a quality game. We don't have to overthink this. It's just about intentionality. Quit asking permission. Let's get a group of people that want to be there, and we'll give them basically a workshop on what I've done and the successes we've had, the small failures that we iterated, and then where we are right now and the roadmap that we're painting, because I'm heading to Australia after I leave California. They already got one summit scheduled, February 12th outside of Melbourne, I believe it is. We'll have another summit in Australia, and then we'll have a couple of micro summits in Australia for over the month of February. So what I got to do is get to California, so I can head west from California out to Australia. And so you and I, all of us, this is a small team right now. We've been talking for how many months now? I don't know, about 6 months, probably. It's time to pull the trigger.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
We have all these successes, and California is hungry for this. I keep getting more and more people saying, hey, win California, win California. So it won't be a hard time. It won't be a hard sell, because we're not selling shit right now, man. What we're doing is we're showing this is a roadmap to everything that you need to know, basically what we need right now in our lives and our communities. We're going to build out locally and broadcast globally.
Absolutely. And the numbers will come, right?
The
if we
numbers
build this out, the numbers will come.
I started with 3 producers in the Beef Initiative, man. Now we got 100. I didn't tell one of them to please come into the Beef Initiative. They did it on their own because of word of mouth and grassroots handshaking. That's it.
And the value that they see in what's being created.
And you think about producers are kind of wary. They're a little suspect. And for that many producers to come in by themselves, it's because they're talking to each other, and their customers are telling them the same things. So you got to get in the Beef Initiative. And so it's selling itself right now. And that's the beautiful thing about this. So
beautiful.
Awesome.
So I say we go knock the crap out of it in California.
Hell yeah, man.
Let's do it. I'm gonna be down at the ranch right now. So I'll be down there getting some more names. We've been going weekly and buying milk for the last couple of months.
Awesome.
You know, I source my milk straight from the rancher. I'll plug him. It's Duvin Vorden Ranch in Cottonwood. They have a pig that's at the butcher for me right now. I'll go later this week and pick that up. So yeah, we've been walking the walk and talking the talk.
You guys
we're
have been
gonna
doing
do
a lot. So now it's time to tell everybody what we've been doing, right?
Yes,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's help everybody.
Yeah.
Okay, so basically it sounds like we're going to start preliminarily planning everything that we can right now. And once we get that date that you're going to provide us within the next 10 days, probably, then we're going to really fucking go balls to the wall and start narrowing in all the shit from transportation, venue, if we're going to do a beef feast or not. And Jed is going to figure out the, you know, because I'm sure we're going to want some consumers in there too. You know, it's not going to just be, because we want these people to start shaking hands too. You know,
Oh, yeah. We want people to come. We want to try to have a cattleman's feast. I mean, it's basically, it's affordable. It's not expensive. It's not it's not a beefsteak. And, you know, it is affordable. You know, we just pulled off Luling. It was $50 a head. That got a ranch tour, processing center tour, and all the beef they could eat. And it was the best beef they've ever eaten. So it was $50 a person. So
yeah, we don't have nearly as many things to happen, but so we could make it even cheaper for people.
More time. Do definitely let us know things like how much time you have. Because if you have a couple hours, you know, the day before or the day after, maybe we can go take you around and shake hands with, you know, people like Jed just mentioned, that little ranch.
Yeah, let's make this like a 3-day tour, and then, you know, one day is microsonic. Yep.
Okay, that sounds perfect. Because there's definitely people we want you to meet.
Yeah, that'd be ideal. Let's get out there and kind of share the wealth a little bit.
Love it. Okay, so we'll be waiting with bated breath to hear those dates, and then we'll start mashing our brains together and pulling the fucking trigger.
You bet. Let's treat it like a project, man. We're moving on. Let's scrum the shit out of this, and let's do discovery, define, and then production.
Love it.
Absolutely.
All right, Slim. Well, we'll let you get going. We appreciate your time, and we look forward to pulling this shit off, man.
We will. Let's do it.
All right, talk to you again soon, brother. Thank you.
Appreciate y'all, man.
All right, you too, man. Right back at you.
Have a good one.
Talk to you soon.
Bye. All right, bye.